Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a co-sponsor of 2050, I find it absolutely tragic to review statistics such as many as 9 out of 10 children, unborn children diagnosed in utero with Down syndrome, are aborted in the United States. It is especially troubling that there are so many among us who speak so casually about advising, almost forcing women to have abortions if they are told they are carrying a child with a disability. In Iceland, abortion supporters callously brag about eliminating children with Down syndrome, and mothers from around the world are being directly pressured or advised to make this decision by genetic counselors and the culture. Final passage of House Bill 2050 would bring an end to the implementation of this genocidal philosophy in Pennsylvania, which is unconscionably being advanced by Planned Parenthood, the world's largest abortion provider. Under current Pennsylvania law, a woman can obtain an abortion prior to 24 weeks gestational age for any reason, except for the woman's sole reason is to select the sex of the child. Any reason. Any reason. And 30,000 abortions last year speak to that any reason. That was 30,000 here in Pennsylvania. To date, 60 million since 1973, since Roe versus Wade. Half, by the way, would be little girls having been aborted. From those 60 million, we can easily say that 30 million would have been grown women, some of them today. House Bill 2050 would expand that exception to prohibit aborting a child due solely to a prenatal diagnosis that the unborn child has Down syndrome. The legislation contains no restrictions on a mother obtaining an abortion in cases of rape, incest, or personal endangerment. Other states, including North Dakota, Ohio, Indiana, and Louisiana, have already taken steps to protect these children by passing similar laws prohibiting abortions because of a Down syndrome diagnosis. Ironically, on almost any given session day, like today, state lawmakers recognize entire groups of people with disabilities, as we legitimately should. In doing so, we must always keep in mind that recent medical, scientific, and technology advances are constantly changing what it means to live with Down syndrome and other disabilities for the better. What should never be denied is the fact that people with Down syndrome and other disabilities have contributed much to our society, and they will continue to do so when we finally recognize that each of their precious lives is worth living. There is simply no justifiable or convenient excuse for aborting an unborn child simply because they are diagnosed with Down syndrome. Their lives are worth living. Please vote for life. Please vote for House Bill 2050. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, thanks.